Greetings, YouTube. I am Jamila here to talk to you about Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 4. I was going to come on camera today, but I'm not a fan of the hair that I'm wearing, so maybe I'll come on camera next week. I don't know, child. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to tell you off rip. This episode annoyed the hell out of me for a couple of reasons, but let's just get into it. All right, let's start with Steve and Noi. They are so cute. When they woke up the next morning, Steve said that he's very attracted to his wife. He said that they didn't consummate the marriage. I consummated the marriage facial expression. Anyway, he says that he is really into Noi. Noi seems to be really into him. They met with each other's family. Now, Steve's family seems to really like Noi a lot, but they did say to her, like, my son ain't got no damn job, right? Matter of fact, Steve's father referred to him as a vagabond. And that concerned me, right? Because it's one thing for, like I said, for him to take this little hiatus and try to figure out what he's going to do with his life. But something tells me that this might be a little bit of a pattern with Steve. And let me tell you, when the mama and daddy warn you, ask me how I know this. I've lived this. When the mama and daddy try to tell you, you should listen. That's all I'm saying. Noi said that it's not really that big of a deal, but it's a little concerning, but not really that big of a deal. Noi, child, listen. So Steve meets with Noi's family. I already knew Noi's brother was going to give me everything that I needed, and he did just that. He came dressed as Sriracha, which is his drag queen character. Listen, I enjoyed Sriracha, but I was like, showing up to see Steve's reaction, I just felt it was a little bit much. Just straight men tend to be a little bit uncomfortable with the drag queens. That does not mean that they are homophobic. That doesn't mean that they don't like you or whatever. But if someone shows up looking one way and then they show up looking another way, particularly if they are over the top with the makeup and all of that, you might react to that. But that is not always a bad thing. But it didn't matter because Steve got a kick out of Sriracha and so did I, honey. And I love that her family is so open and accepting. I love Noi's family. So they found out that they were going to Puerto Rico. I was so tickled when Steve said, everything is cute to Noi. And I said to myself, you know what? Everything is cute to me too. When I'm packing my clothes, I'd be like, oh, how about this? Cute. Oh, this is cute. Anyway, Steve and Noi are very cute to me. Michael goes to meet with Jasmina's family. Is it Jasmina or Yasmina? I can't remember. I'm going to say Jasmina. If I am wrong, forgive me, all right? So Jasmina's mama, she is not sold on this whole idea. And she let Michael know this. She was like, listen, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but everything we know about you is superficial. So I'm a little leery about this whole thing. And understandably so. She's trying to protect her baby, and it is what it is. But they were nice enough to Michael. Michael said that, he's got good intentions with their daughter. Jasmina said, well, the whole family is beautiful, but her sister looks exactly like her. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, when Jasmina goes over to Michael's family, they are like, look, we love you. You are our sister, and it is what it is. They were incredibly welcoming to her. But the one thing that they said about Michael is that he tends to expect the negative so that he will not get disappointed. That's not a good way to think, Michael. I get it. I used to do it too. Once you've been disappointed, you learn to prepare yourself for that. I get it. But Michael, it's a dark place to be. I understand why that's a concern. And matter of fact, she said it was a red flag for her. But I mean, child, I don't know. Anyway, this came up later when they got to Puerto Rico. They were talking about the argument that took place, and we'll talk about that a little later. And Michael said, well, we don't know these people, so there may be conflicts because we're still getting to know one another. And Jasmina just lost it. She was like, no, that's not how I think. Just because I don't know anybody doesn't mean that there's going to be conflict. And I think she was taken in what his sister said earlier, and was saying that he was thinking negatively. But the way that she responded to me was, I don't know, you guys, it was a little bit much. Like, I get where she was coming from. She was saying you don't have to always think negative, but my goodness, Jasmina, sis. Michael, and then Michael said, we're getting to know each other. You don't think that we're going to have some conflict? In the most ideal situation, there is going to be some conflict. And that's all Michael was saying. I don't know, you guys. I saw both sides and I thought both sides were being just a little bit extreme. And that made me sad because it seems like this friction is going to carry on between the two of them. So, child, I'm sure we'll see more next week. All right, you guys, let's talk about Mark and Lindsay. Lindsay opens up a little bit more about her mother. Mark seems to be very understanding. I feel really bad for Lindsay that this is her situation. Lindsay said her mom didn't say that she wasn't coming, but then she emailed someone else and said some really mean things about Lindsay. And I'm sure she had her trepidations about her daughter going on the show and getting married at first sight, whatever. It hurt Lindsay's feelings. I feel bad for Lindsay. Mark was very empathetic to that. And they get to talking about Mark's mother. And it seems to me that Mark's mother went through a deep depression or is still going through depression. And she's struggling. Lindsay met with Mark's family. She said, how can I be supportive to him in this situation? And I thought that that was really cool. And I do think that if they work out, they will support each other very well in that way. I'm going to talk about what happened on the trip in just a second. Let's talk about Katina and Elijah. Katina met with Elijah's mama, and I think that's the first time we saw her. Now, she gave Katina some cheerleading gear, a t-shirt, and something else, and she says, I'm turning over the role of his biggest cheerleader to you. And child, while that was a sweet gesture with the t-shirt and everything, I kind of side-eyed that. But anyway, Katina said she is ready to be Elijah Wan's cheerleader, child. When Elijah Wan met Katina's people, I cannot remember Katina's friend's name right now, but child, he was not here for Elijah Wan. This is one of the reasons why I'm glad I got brothers, honey, because they gonna tell you the truth, right? Elijah Wan was spitting a bunch of BS, and that's exactly what Homeboy said. He said his answers were all BS. Elijah Wan was like, nah, man, nah, bro. If you think I'm bullshitting, call me out on it, bro. Call me out on it, bro. Homeboy was not convinced. I wish I should have came on camera so you guys could see my Elijah Wan impersonation. I got a good Elijah Wan and I got a good Mark impersonation.
I know, but I understand you're my husband, but still.
Can't be scared.
It's just I still can't help being cautious. I used to have a lot of rope for people. So what that means is I would give a lot of chances, then I would kind of get burned. It's not that I'm not hopeful and I don't give things chances, it's just I'm more on guard.
Don't let how they mistreated you dictate our future, because this man who's your husband will cherish you. And maybe you're scared because I told you that that's who I used to be. I would never try to manipulate you. You're my wife. Wife. Please don't think or misunderstood that how I treated women in the past, this is nothing like that.
This scene right here, it disturbed me for many reasons. Let Elijah Wan tell it. He's no longer a player. He's, going to do the right thing and all of that. As for right now, Elijah Wan, I have no choice but to believe you. However, Katina, first of all, this is why you don't tell men what other men have done to you, because Elijah Wan immediately took that and weaponized it. You cannot blame me for what other men did to you. You cannot distrust me because those men did something to you. No, in any other circumstances, we would expect you to learn from something that has happened to you. For example, you get hit by a car, right? That was way far-fetched, but let's say you get hit by a car, right? probably for the rest of your life, you are going to be cautious. You're going to be looking both ways. You're going to make sure that no cars are coming so that you don't get hit again, right? If you buy a car that is a lemon one time in your life, what you are going to do from here on out is to take the extra precautions, have the mechanic come look, check the Carfax 2-3 times. You're going to do all of that to try to prevent yourself from buying another lemon. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And what I find is when you tell men what other men have done to you, they will again use that to weaponize and gaslight you. When they start doing shit that is foul, right? They be like, oh, nah, sis, you bitter. You don't trust me because that man did you wrong. Like he not doing you wrong. I learned that the hard way, you guys. Do not be telling men all the bad things that other men did to you because they will use it against you. Trying to convince her to trust you just because you said she should trust you and she met you just yesterday. No, the way you can get her to trust you is by your actions, sir. By your actions. I recorded this video, but I didn't get a chance to edit it as quickly as I wanted to because I had to stop and do some other things. And I'm actually glad that that happened because someone sent me a clip from the after party where they discussed what happened between Lindsay and Olajuwon. And it is exactly as I suspected. Lindsay was being a fucking Karen. Lindsay was provoking, messing with Olajuwon over and over and over again. And when Olajuwon and Katina responded, then she played the victim. And if you listen to the after party, it's not just Olajuwon's side of the story. Mark, Lindsay's own goddamn husband, said that that is what happened. All right. Alyssa, who we know can be irrational, Alyssa said that that is what happened. They also said that Lindsay was cutting up on the damn plane so much that the flight attendant had to keep telling her to sit down and put her mask. So Lindsay is obnoxious, right? That makes me so mad because I thought I would like Lindsay, but Lindsay is obnoxious as hell. And then she turns around and tries to be a Karen. I know that Lindsay personality all too well. And I thought it was so funny in one of the social media groups that I belong to where they're talking about this. This was discussed. And it was split right down the middle between, I'm just going to say that one group of people who were on Lindsay's side had something in common. The group of people who were not on Lindsay's side had something else in common. I'll let you guess what that is. Saw it from two totally different perspectives. And even when the proof, somebody posted the clip from the damn show, they were still making excuses for Lindsay. The tears, the dramatics, the all of a sudden I don't feel safe after you taunted somebody for the entire damn plane ride. They said she was sitting behind him doing stuff. Now all of a sudden you can't ride in the car with him after you were on the plane with him, knucking if you buck, right? Now all of a sudden you scared. Get out of here, Lindsay. Get out of here. I hate this because I thought I was going to like Lindsay. But that type of shit, I can't. I cannot. Katina was like, I don't like females who are bullies. Side note, you guys, females grinds my gears. It grinds my freaking gears. So when she said that, I had to rewind because it took me 2 minutes to say, are you really saying females right now? A female human being is a woman. A female cop, that is correct. A female, baseball player, that is correct. A female pilot, that is correct. A female nurse, a male nurse, that is correct. But to say you females, it is, oh my God, it drives me nuts. And I hate that people are saying it. I just had to get that off my chest. Okay. Anyway, she says she doesn't like women. I'm going to correct you, Lindsay. She doesn't like women who are bullies. And the fact that she said that led me to believe that Lindsay was continuing to poke at Olajuwon. All right, let's talk about Chris and Alyssa. First of all, they meet with each other's family, and I can't even remember. When Alyssa met with his family, she was just awkward. They were like, do you have any questions? And she was like, I don't even know where to start. It's obvious that she is not attracted to him and she is not there. That is fine. I get it. But the way that you are behaving and the gaslighting, it is the gaslighting. Hold on. I'll get to it in a minute. Chris meets with Alyssa's family and he tells the truth. He says that she's not comfortable with staying in the hotel room with me. I'm not quite sure what happened. And Alyssa's friends and family, Alyssa's mom was very disappointed because she actually liked Chris. She said, I think he would be great for her. But she said, just give Alyssa some time. This is classic Alyssa. And when they met, it seemed like they was being a little cordial. They, they were like, we're going to go to Puerto Rico. We're going to have a good time and all of that. And Alyssa kept saying, we're two different people. We have different core values. How do you know, Alyssa? How do you know? Only thing that I really know is that whole condescending conversation. But other than that, how do you know that you have different core values? You haven't taken the time to get to know him. This is ridiculous. Chris, I feel so bad for him because he is so frustrated, but at least he is trying. I mean, I would have checked out a long time ago. I would have been like, look, Married at First Sight people, what type of filming do I have to do that I don't have to owe you guys money? Because this right here, it ain't working. When they go to the airport, Chris is on the camera and he says, Alyssa just kind of scooted by me just now. According to the internet, Alyssa made a big scene on the plane because they wouldn't allow her to change her seat and she did not want to sit next to Chris. You cannot sit next to him on a flight. I mean, you could have had a little small talk, had a drink or two and took your ass to bed, girl. Cut it out. Cut it out. Anyway, when they get to Puerto Rico, again, she's not comfortable. She's not comfortable sleeping in the room with him because they have different core values and some things have been said. Somebody told her some things and Chris is like, be specific. What are you talking about? So that we can talk it out. I don't want to say who, I don't want to say what, but I'm not comfortable. Listen, Alyssa, coming on this show is an uncomfortable thing. I don't think anybody's comfortable sleeping in the bed with a stranger. I know I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be comfortable with marrying a stranger. But if I decide to do this, I know that I'm going to have to step out of my comfort zone and go on a honeymoon with a stranger. So miss me with the I'm not comfortable because, again, it is giving me victim mentality, is giving me a little bit of Karen too, because you are trying to act like Chris has done something to you. And he has not. When it comes to a woman and her comfort level around a man, I am very sensitive to that. So in most circumstances, I would be like, you're not comfortable. Okay, well, I'm not comfortable. Let's try to fix this, sis. But in this case, she is using the I'm not comfortable just because she's not attracted to Chris. And I'm like, if you came on this show, sis, you knew what it was. So like, miss me with the I'm not comfortable, particularly because Chris is incredibly patient and he is trying his hardest to figure out what the hell is wrong. When they go outside and start talking, I can't even remember what the conversation was, but she said that she is trying and Chris was like, I can't tell. You're calling me a liar? You're calling me a liar? Okay, I'm not comfortable with being on camera now. Like, you signed up for a reality show, which meant that you were going to be on camera. You signed up to marry a stranger, which meant that you were going to be in uncomfortable situations. Make this make sense. Make this make sense. Like, at this point, kick her ass off the show, and whoever you had number 2 in line for Chris, send her down to the honeymoon. He ain't got to marry her, but he deserves he deserves to be with somebody who is at least going to try. This right here made me so angry. There are some rumors out there that they did not film throughout the entire season. They just came to decision day. I don't know how true this is, but if they did not film throughout the entire season, I would be okay with this because this is uncomfortable. Speaking of goddamn uncomfortable, it is uncomfortable for me to continue to watch her treat Chris this way. All right. Anyway, you guys, I have rambled long enough. That is all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.